Did you know that gardening could make you lose sensation in your fingertips? I did not.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun.
It is Thursday. It is episode 5 of the Garden Diary. This week has been a lot about digging. I have finished the entire potato patch and all the potatoes are now in the ground. Woohoo! Can't wait to see what will become of those. The first ones I planted, or I got in the ground last Friday, I believe. Yeah, I did. So it's almost a week now. I haven't seen anything come up just yet, but it's a bit early still. Strawberries are doing well also. Very happy with that. And next, I think during this weekend I will probably dig out the corner you see over here and have some radishes and beets, I think, over there. And what I've also been doing this week is make a pumpkin patch. Let me show you. There are the pumpkin patches. I know they look like I've been digging graves in my garden. It looks just so bizarre. But that is where I intend to plant my pumpkins. And what I decided to do, because they needed a lot of soil underneath the main plant and then quite a lot also under the part that grows, the vine. I decided that instead of digging my way down into the ground and then filling up with soil, because I needed to add soil here, because what's underneath the surface wasn't good enough to actually grow something in. So I decided I would instead put some cartons on the ground just above it, and then put soil on top of it, put dirt on top of it, and just plant the pumpkins on top of that. The cardboard will be broken down eventually and become soil itself, and yay! So later today, I am planning on putting the pumpkins out here. I need to build some kind of shelter from the wind. So I have some sticks over there that I'm going to put around 3 sides of this. In the back there I won't need any protection from the wind there because there already is some, but I need some on the other 3 sides. So that's my plan for today, and I am also planning on moving out the sunflowers today, which is the bigger job. Let me show you. So down here things are starting to get really overgrown. As you can see, I do have my work cut out for me. And here, this part, I need to dig out completely, put some new soil in, and that is where the sunflowers are going to live. I'm actually glad I haven't cut the grass down here yet. You see all those forget-me-nots? Those are candy treats for the bees, and I want that. So I'm kind of decided that I'm not going to cut too much down here and just let it be, I don't know, patch of wildflowers in between the boxes of herbs and stuff that I'm planning on having here. Today is Sunday, and it is time to update you on the weekly progress of the garden. It's a bit windy today, and I know the microphone is going to catch up on that, but I'm hoping it's not too bad. So what we're looking at right now is the pumpkin patch. I did make a sort of a wind shelter protection thing for them, because I didn't want them to break from the wind. And here they are, my precious ones. The one in the middle has been taking a bit of a beating still from the wind, And I do want them to lay down and start climbing along the soil. Let's see if I think I need to focus again. Hang on a sec. So what I'm thinking is that I'm going to cover them a bit to protect them even more from the wind, and also because it's going to get really hot in the next few days. So I don't want the roots to dry out too much. So I'm going to do that in a bit. Here's the other thing that I did this week. Sorry about the tractor in the background. It's one of my neighbors. I did finish digging up the where the sunflowers are going to live, and I've planted them outside. One of them is a bit broken, and I think I'm going to give that plant a band-aid. And I've also cleaned up this box where the chives and the lemon balm is growing. I'm going to add in some more basil, I think, and a couple of other things into that box later on. I can also see the vine is starting to come in, it's starting to go green, and it climbs up the wall all the way up, and later in fall it is going to cover the entire wall, which will then turn a reddish orange, which is so beautiful. There's a couple of other plants in nasturtiums. Some of them has been planted outdoors. I don't know, they seem to want to lie down. I did get some of them out yesterday, but I've got a lot more plants coming inside, so that I will add on to this pot. But yeah, they seem to have survived anyway. I did this last night. Then there is the morning glory that has also been allowed to move outside because it was just climbing over everything and getting entangled into all the other plants, so it really needed to get outdoors and to start and I've built this absolutely fabulous thing for it to climb on. Haha. We'll see. This is not the most sunny corner of my house, but this is where I need them to be. So I'm hoping they will enjoy living here. And again, they seem to have survived as well. I planted them last night as well, outdoors. These are my puppies. As you can see, several of them are more or less dead, which was actually expected because I started cleaning up this patch yesterday, and those semi-dead ones had crawled out outside. They were rooting here. And the thing about puppies is that they are really difficult to move. Any just slight damage to the roots and they will die. But I figured I had to try. So, but as expected, they are dying. But as you can also see, I do have a couple of healthy ones here, and this one way back there too. So I'm hoping that they will spread instead here. Once I got it dug up and cleaned up properly. But still sad. I was kind of hoping that they would survive, but no such luck. Also got some plants outside to get them used to being outside. There's some chickpeas, and there's some bluebells and some phacelia that I will be planting outdoors, well, within the next few days. And last but not least, the daisies got to move outside yesterday, which they seem to thoroughly enjoy. It looks a bit sparse in here because the bluebells are going to be planted here as well, so there will be an overflow of flowers eventually, or at least I hope so. Indoors, the cucumbers are thriving and growing, and I'm starting to realize that I may have to move them over to even bigger pots as soon as possible. It turns out that they want to have really ginormous pots, which I had, I don't know, forgotten, I guess. It's been a long time since I had cucumbers indoors. And there's also a few other bits and bobs. Hang on, I'm going to focus. Still a few bits and bobs growing here. There's some herbs happening over here. And some wild strawberries. And I think those are some more chickpeas. And there's a lemon on the corner there, which I hope will start growing. And over the other window we have the chilies that got repotted this week. We have leek. And we got the bell peppers that will be repotted later today, I think. I think they're starting to get crowded in those pots. And then there is the tomatoes. They are starting to get really, really big now. And I am considering moving them to the other window, the one I showed you first where the cucumbers are, because there's more sun there and I think they will enjoy it. But on the other hand, they don't seem to be suffering living here either. Look at that, they're getting really, really big. I can't wait to have tomatoes on my own. Here's something I haven't shown you yet. I'm right now on the upstairs balcony. This is the area where I live. And I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to focus a bit. Can you see that? I threw down a whole bunch of petunia seeds, and the last couple of days they have been sprouting. Excited to see what will happen with those. Okay, so let me explain that thing about the numb fingertips. The thing is, I've been digging a lot in my garden for the past couple of weeks, and I was completely expecting to have aches and pains, you know, here and there, because I was working with the muscles I haven't used in a long time, or maybe never used. That did not happen. What has happened instead is that I've been feeling very tired. My body's been feeling tired in a just weird way somehow. And I don't know, maybe I was stronger than I thought, because I have not had any pains or aches in my muscles in any way. But then the last couple of days I've been starting to get more and more numb in my fingers every now and then, depending on what I'm doing. And last night I had, yesterday was a very busy gardening day. I was digging, I was planting, I was doing all this stuff. And I must have used my back muscles and the muscles in my neck and shoulder more than I usually do, and I think they're kind of swollen. So they seem to be pushing against the nerves into my arms. So last night I was so exhausted, and I had that, you know, that amazing feeling you get when you've been working very, very hard physically, and you just sit down and you just, you relax. And then even more when you go to bed and you get to lay down and stretch, you know, that feeling. I totally had that feeling times 10 last night. I was so sore. And I was really tired, and I went to sleep in like 3 seconds, I think. And I slept for about 3.5 hours, and then I woke up, because my hands and half my arms were completely numb. And I hadn't been lying on it or anything, it was just very annoying. And I couldn't shake it. I couldn't, you know, get rid of it, so I couldn't get back to sleep. And so I ended up getting up, even though I was dead tired. I only slept 3.5 hours. And I got up and I sat on the couch, had some water, decided to try knitting a bit. But the thing is, when you knit, you kind of sit with your arms, you know, like this in front of you, and it turns out when I try to do that, something happens in my neck, or if it's, I don't know, maybe it's down in my hip, somewhere in my back, that kind of pinches the nerves into my hands and makes my fingertips, more than anything, just go numb, which is such a crazy thing. I'm not in pain. I don't feel, you know, I don't, my muscle doesn't hurt or anything, but I do feel that they are as if they're a bit swollen, maybe. So, who knew? Gardening could make your fingertips go numb. So my plan for gardening, I was planning to go to garden a lot today. I have decided to not do that and just have a resting day, which I guess it's in order because today is also Mother's Day in Sweden, so I'm allowed. Made a cake yesterday. Thankfully, I'm glad I did it yesterday. So it's already in the fridge and I just have to cook some dinner later, and yay. So I'm having a day off from gardening today. But as I showed you, I did get a lot of stuff done this week. Things are growing both inside and outside right now, and the plants I've moved outside are seem to be doing well and are happy. So yay, I'm excited to see what happens in the next few weeks, and how, you know, when stuff is starting to bloom and there will be strawberries. Oh, the strawberries are blooming, by the way. I didn't show you that, but the strawberries are blooming, so hopefully there will be strawberries as well before long. So I'm excited about that. And I am going to give you a full tour of the garden, more than not just snippets of the different spots where I've been doing things, like I did this week and I've done previously. So maybe next week I'll do more of a coherent garden tour for you, and take you along on a walk through my garden and show you what's happening. But yeah, that's all for this time. I'm sorry, I'm losing voice. Probably a matter of not enough Mother's Day cake. I'm gonna get right on that. Yeah, I am. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future